It was pretty good. But I've been listening to him, so thank you, Fran, for everything back there. Got a big show lined up. Got Dan Gingrich going to be on from Select Financial talking about some stuff. Also, I'm going to be telling you about another free offer. I've been losing some weight. I've been getting wrapped once a week and taking some supplements and protein shakes and so on. And I got another free offer for you later on in the show. Amy Brown from Eagles Nest Ministries, Eagles Nest Church in Milton, is going to be on in a little bit. She's going to be talking about the huge event they're having today. A big community event is called Egg Extravaganza. I believe it starts at 2 o'clock, and it's got a lot of stuff for the kids and your family. So stay tuned. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. I'm on from now till 9 o'clock. If you would, if you got any friends or family members, you can give them a call or send them a text and ask them to tune in. Got a lot to talk about. First, want to mention one of my great sponsors. I have a few sponsors, and I thank them very much. But L&W Insurance Agency is one of my sponsors, and it's my friend Bill Strickland owns this business, and they've been serving Delmarva for over 60 years. That's quite a testament to doing a good job if you survive in business that long nowadays. They do a great job for me. I've been dealing with them for over 20 years. And the other thing is whether you need auto insurance, home, health, life, or commercial coverage. And you may be listening and say, well, I've got insurance. Well, that's fine. That's great. But the only point I would suggest is maybe give them a call, review what you have, review what they have to offer. Number one, a lot of times when you review your insurance, you may find out you're overinsured. You may find out that you're underinsured. So it's the time to find out you're underinsured is before you have a claim. But L&W Insurance Agency, I've been dealing with them for 20 plus years. I love them. They're great people to deal with. 674-3500, 674-3500, lwinsurance.com on the web. Then I'm going to jump right over to my accountant, George Leff and Associates in Milford. They've been with me for 20 plus years also, or I've been with them, one or the other, and they are now doing our payroll services, in other words. So my daughter Jenny does all our bookkeeping and so on, and we used George for all of our accounting things as far as tax returns and stuff like that, but now he has this thing called Easy Payroll, and so I am using their services for that. And my daughter Jenny, every time she would take a vacation, I say this every week, but every time she would go on vacation, she still had to do payroll while she was on vacation. So now she doesn't have to do that, whether she's on vacation or not. So anyway, I guess it's like constantly being on vacation now for her. But anyway, so if you have a business and you are, nervous with all the new rules and regulations, you just want somebody to take care of it, listen to how affordable it is. If you have 1 to 5 employees, it's $25 a pay period. Now think about that. We pay every other week, so that's twice a month. It costs me 50. No, I have more than 5. Wait a minute. 6 to 10. I'm in the 11 to 24. 11 to 24 employees is only $54 a pay period. So it costs me $108 a month for them to do my payroll. But they will do as little as 1 employee or whatever you got, or hundreds of employees. So give them a call, 422-9699, 9699, or on the web, it's leftcpas.com. I mentioned earlier, I have been getting a rap. As odd as that sounds, men can rap. So anyway, I've been getting a rap, and as odd as it sounds, this is crazy. My shoes are fitting better, and I'm only wrapping my stomach. So I don't know what's going on. But I've been taking some supplements, and I've been eating a little differently. And the next step is sometime in the next year or two, I'm going to start doing a little exercising. So that's the next thing on my agenda. I like to plan ahead. So earlier in the show, not earlier in the show, you would have missed it. Later in the show, I'm going to tell you how you can get something for free pertaining to your health, wealth, and fitness. So anyway, I'm going to introduce my next guest here in just a minute, a good friend of mine. Sometimes we're good friends. Anyway, Dan Gingrich. Good morning, Dan. Pick up the mic. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. What a beautiful day.
Isn't it? Hey, I need to just ask you, I know you have a guest with you, but yes, we'll introduce her in just 1 second.
Okay.
But this time of year, people are finishing up their tax returns.
That's right.
I do have an odd question. You're familiar with IRAs?
Vaguely.
Yeah. Okay. Is it too late if somebody's listening right now and they have not filed their 2013 tax returns? Could they still get an IRA that may have some tax benefits to them?
I hesitate a little bit by saying yes. If you have an account already, if you get the check to your advisor on Monday,
Okay.
and they're willing to overnight it,
Okay.
so the answer would be to my clients out there: if you haven't made your contribution,
Call Darren
more to the point, get the check to me Monday.
Okay. Are you looking at me saying I get my check to you? Okay. All right. Coincidental. All right. Well, if you're a customer of somebody, especially
Yes.
Darren, if you're a customer of somebody,
If you already have an account set up, it might work. Otherwise, it can be a little more difficult.
Okay. I'm just saying my ROs here this morning.
No,
I
that's-
got a good deal on them
and
the
it's
other
important.
day, and I'm trying to resell these things. So. All right. Okay. Other than that, good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Jim.
All right. Now, tell us just who you are and what you do for a living, and then tell us what you want to talk about today.
Well, Dan Blank represents Select Financial,
Okay.
Milford, Delaware. We do investments and financial planning, estate planning, and would be more than happy to help you with your IRA. Would also be happy to help you if you're discouraged at what you're getting in CDs today.
Like a
Come
return
talk-
on your investment.
Exactly, like a
Or
return on
lack
your-
of.
Mostly lack of today.
Lack of. So,
So
'cause,
if you don't appreciate 0.0 something percent,
Yeah.
come talk to us because you
Okay.
actually do have other solutions.
Yep, I was talking to you the other day. I was quite surprised at the amount of opportunities that exist.
Yes,
I think it's limited to the creativity of who's managing your money.
I agree.
In other words, if you've got somebody and you've had your money with them for a while and they're happy and you're happy, nobody's putting much effort into it, but it is your money. So
Yeah.
you need to kind of challenge your investor
That's right.
every once in a while to make sure they're awake and working hard
And
for
to
you.
make sure your investor isn't challenged.
That's right. All right, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, I'd like to introduce a friend of mine, Cheryl
Okay.
Truitt.
Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning.
She's representing Zero Missions.
Yes.
And actually, in August, Cheryl and I went with a team of 5 to Ghana, Africa. We had a lot of fun, didn't we, Cheryl?
Yeah, it was great.
Wow, I saw the pictures. It looked like it was
Yeah.
quite meaningful.
It was very meaningful. Those of you that don't know, I'm affiliated with Zero as a director of transportation.
Okay.
And basically, in August, Zero had been doing some fundraising for motorcycles to be used in church planning. In August, our team of 5, among other things, was able to acquire and deliver 10 motorcycles in Ghana to be used in church planning for for pastors to use that are working
These are
in the
small
remote areas.
motorcycles.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it helps their maneuverability
yes.
in
Exactly.
remote areas.
It extends their reach.
Right. I mean, I'm under the impression
Yes.
there's not these really nice paved highways and things like that. In other words, so these motorcycles make it so a pastor could get from a village to a
Yes.
village
Uh-huh.
to spread the word and help start a church and minister to people
Yes.
Yes.
So-
where a vehicle may not travel as easily,
Well, to give you a real life example,
or they may not be able to afford a vehicle.
my son was riding with a pastor in a car, and they were on a main road in a little town we did a church planning in Woolly. The car fell in a hole on the main road, and the front and rear bumpers were on top of the road surface. This gives you an idea of how big this
Really?
hole was.
Wow,
In,
that would change your day.
in nations like that, we who live here in this country can't imagine what the road conditions are like.
Right.
It's
It's bad.
bad.
We're upset with a little 10-inch pothole or something like that.
Remember, Cheryl, when I fell off the shoulder of the road that night?
Yes.
Will you walk it
It's
or
like
drive it?
it's like an off-road experience
It-
almost
it-
all the
yeah.
time.
In the whole country.
Well, a lot of the places we were.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, it was dark, and there was a truck laying along the side of the road, and I stepped off the shoulder to find out that the shoulder was like 2 foot down.
Wow. So it was almost over your head.
Yeah. Almost.
You got
that. So, but anyway, that was just to give you an indication of how I'm affiliated with Sarah Missions.
Okay.
Sarah's representing the child sponsorship program this morning, so I'm going to give her some mic time here. But and my son actually went along and took some pictures for the child sponsorship program that she'll be talking about. He was
Okay.
went along and served as the team photographer. But my point is, I take my recommendation seriously. Zera missions, Zera means seed, and it reflects a time of planting. And in
Okay.
the same way that it's important to invest your money for growth, in that same way it's important to invest in people.
Right.
So today we're talking about investing, sort of, but in people.
Okay.
So
Where the returns impact humanity.
exactly.
And eternity.
So I can tell you, Zero
Yes.
Missions is a 501c3 organization.
To me, in a layman's term, It's tax deductible.
That's exactly right. And I just, I'm saying that I've been on the ground. I've seen the difference Zara makes.
You've been there.
I've been there. I've
Okay.
seen the difference. I mean, was able to literally hand the keys to 10 motorcycles
Wow.
to pastors that were using them for remote church planting. So
Isn't that
it makes, anyway. So I'm going to turn the mic over
All right.
to my friend Cheryl, and she's going to talk a little bit about the child sponsorship program.
Thank you so much on behalf of Zara having me here today.
Thank you
I
for
want
coming.
to, it's a pleasure and a privilege. I wanted to just share that my part in Zara is child sponsorship. There are a lot of children who are not being educated properly, a lot of children in impoverished places that they could be orphaned or they could just be living in poverty, and they would not have an option or an opportunity to have a Christian education. And so our part is to provide sponsorship so that they can go to a Christian school. And they are, let's see, we have $27 a month can sponsor a child so that they can get tuition, so that they can get their school uniform.
So that sounds very little amount of money.
It
We're
really
talking
is
less than $1
less
a day
than
now?
$1 a day, and less
Okay.
than what people might pay for their coffee if they stop in the morning on the way to go pick up a cup of coffee.
So something in our lives that we may be wasting or might not be necessary for us to live
Right.
can dramatically impact the life of somebody.
Yes, child sponsorship is so important and works because it's been proven in studies, long-term studies of children, that sponsored children grow up to have a better job, to have a better home. And more importantly, they become leaders in their community. They become leaders in their church.
So what does it mean? I mean, I understand that. I'll just use the word $30. How much did you say?
$27 a month.
$27. Okay. So at $27 a month, what would a person do? Let's say Jim Weller wanted to do this. I know I'm going to pay $27 a month for starters. Can I pay it all at one time? Can I put it on a credit card and just pay a whole year?
You could pay $324
And be done with it.
and
Not
pay
be
for
done with it,
and pay
but-
for the entire year.
But then, do I have any interaction with the person?
We
Or do I know who they are or what they look like, or does it not work that way?
We provide a picture of the child that you'll be sponsoring. We provide, the children will be writing letters. You can write letters to them.
Oh, okay.
You can send a birthday box, like a little shoe box full of birthday gifts for your child.
Not mandatory, but you can.
And we're organizing to be able to get progress reports for their school report card type of idea,
Okay.
so that you could find out. And we really do encourage a letter communication, because that's one of the impacting things about sponsorship is if you can establish a relationship with this child, even though it's long distance, your mentorship through your letters, through your support, and your prayers dramatically impact the life of this child for the future and their community and perhaps even their nation.
But I have to believe this can work both ways.
Yes,
That
it
this
does.
child can also impact your life.
Oh, yes.
In other words,
the
they make a
families that are
difference.
sponsoring children right now are being impacted. They are being blessed.
Now, is there many of these children that need sponsoring or just a few?
We're looking for 67 sponsors right now.
Okay.
A very doable number.
Very doable number. In other words, so just to summarize, to put it in a way I understand, let me put it like that. You're basically saying, hey, if you're listening and you think you could spare $1 a day to actually sow some seed into somebody's life,
Right.
for that, go ahead.
I have a phone number. I have
Okay.
a website. Zara has a website.
But even on top of that, if a person does this, also at the end of the year when they do their taxes, and I know this is a trivial
It is tax
thing to look
deductible.
at, but the businessman in me looks at it, you're saying it would be probably, based on their accounting and so on, should be able to come off of their taxable
It
income.
is tax deductible. All
So then
donations to Zara
300
are-
and some dollars could be 20% less than that, theoretically.
That's exactly right.
Could be 20 or 25% less than that.
And that's where,
But-
being a good steward of your money, it is important to get tax deductibility if you can. And so
Right,
that your
we're
money
buying
is
a cup of coffee a day. There's nothing eternal about it because it's only with you for a couple hours and
Right.
then it's going.
Yes.
to interject a little bit,
Okay.
yes, they do also take credit cards.
Okay.
So if you want to just set it up on your credit card because you get points.
Oh,
on your
if you
card,
didn't want to do it yearly,
right,
you could do it
$27 a month every month.
and get free
$27
fleeker
hits on,
or get something out of your credit card
exactly.
too.
Why not?
Right.
So
And easy record keeping, yeah.
exactly.
So go
It's,
ahead.
it's easy to do, and it's
I hate
impacting
taking
for
over
the
the
future.
conversation. I do that all the time.
No, you're not.
So but anyway,
I think you're seeing the vision, though. I think
I
you're genuinely
absolutely. In
excited
other
about
words,
it.
because what you're saying is you're not looking for 1,000 people here a day. You're basically saying if there's 67 people listening,
What?
to call 410-251-5846.
Let me write that one down.
Yeah, if you could-
410
410-251-5846.
Oh, 251. Okay.
5846.
5846. Okay.
And let us know. And
Okay.
we'll
Is
get
there
the
a
information.
website if somebody wants to learn more about it?
www.zeramissions.org.
How do we spell Zera?
ZERA.
.org.
Yes.
Zera Missions.
Zeramissions.org.
I was listening.
And you can
Zera
donate
Missions.
online, or you can contact us and we can send you the information. As soon as I hear that someone's interested, I'll be sending out a packet within the week.
Okay.
And you can request an orphan or an impoverished child, a student, or you can request a boy or a girl or a certain age if you
And
are
somebody's on the
interested.
other side making sure this is all being
Well,
used.
actually,
Well,
to
we-
the right.
point of
I've
fact,
been-
You actually saw it
I've
yourself.
personally met these kids.
Me
I've
too.
personally been in their orphanage. My
Okay.
son Coulter and I saw,
How did it
walk
affect
around.
you?
Their beds are broken down, and just I mean, it
They
changed
need,
us.
they need the support, is
The-
what we're saying.
Yeah, the families she talked about that are changed. My family,
'Cause they don't
changed
have
forever.
stores
Coulter
like-
come back a different person, watching these kids and how they have nothing but big smiles on their face because they have
Wow.
the Lord.
And they don't have the option of the big stores we have, nor do they have the money. Like, what's the average wage over there?
About $2 a day.
$2 a day for
The
an
average
adult.
worker. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I've got down here 410-251-5846, folks. 410-251-5846, or on the web, Zera, Z-E-R-A, missions.org. What you're saying is, for $27 a month, you can make a difference in a child's life.
Yes, that impact
And-
for humanity, that impact for eternity that you mentioned.
If a person did this, let's say
Yes.
today they did it, and let's say their life changed and they couldn't afford it. How committed how long does somebody have to do this? Is it
People-
6
people-
months at a time, or?
Well, you can sign up for the length or the duration that you choose to.
Oh, okay,
it-
okay.
Yeah, you can commit to a year. That's what
Okay.
we would. That's what we would
Yeah,
like.
because you don't want to get started with a child's life,
Right.
and then all of a sudden pull back out.
we would like a commitment for at least a year.
Hmm.
But also, the children in this particular school that we're helping is up through 9th grade.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else in closing?
No, thank you very much. Just
Well-
remember that your investment's going to impact a life.
And if somebody doesn't want to invest, let's just say they want to learn more about it. That's where they would go.
Information.
Zera, Z-E-R-A, missions.org. Just go there. If everybody would at least go there and just learn a little bit about this, maybe it's not something. I have one more question. Say somebody had a small group or a Rotary Club or a church and said, I want somebody from Zera Missions to come and talk about this.
I'm so
would
glad
you
you
be willing
mentioned
to
that.
do that?
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I was just about to say we would love
Okay.
to have invitations to be able to present what we do
Okay.
at churches or at small groups or at
Or a ladies group
or
or
at,
a-
community clubs. Yes.
Yeah, anybody that has a
Yes.
heart for helping people.
And that same phone number will help us make the connection and
Okay.
establish the appointment. We could also set up a table at
Okay.
at a community festival
Okay.
or anything
Anything.
like that.
All right. I'm going to thank you both.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks
Thank
for your
you
time.
so
Thanks
much.
for coming in.
It was great to be
Anyway,
here.
do we need to roll the disclaimer? Okay, here it goes, folks.
The opinions voiced in this program are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial advisor, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities are offered in the U.S. through First Allied Securities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer. Member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services are offered through First Allied Advisory Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, that was the disclaimer. All right, folks, I encourage you to prayerfully think about that. Man, how often do you get a chance to make a difference in somebody's life for less than $1 a day? And I know Darren and I know his partner Drew are involved in this, another friend of mine named Lee Oxford, and so on. Great organization. Okay, look, I want to talk about another one of my sponsors. I got to tell you something. All the sponsors that I have on this show, I do love them because they're people I personally know, I have personally dealt with, and I am personally suggesting them. And the next one is my heating and air guy, First Class Heating and Air. They have been serving Delmarva for over 40 years. They actually do business in Maryland, too. I had forgot to mention that in the past. But they put a new heating and air conditioning system in my house. They actually did an encapsulation under my house. And coming up in the near future, we are actually going to do my show, Weller Does Delmarva, from my house, while they do some kind of a vacuum test or blower test or something, and we're going to stream it, I think, and everything so you can hear it and see it. It's going to be quite exciting. But First Class Heating and Air, if you need heating work, if you want your air conditioner serviced or tuned up, plumbing, electrical, or home performance, give them a call, 934-8900. Tell them I sent you. On the web, it's firstclasshvac.com. Locally owned, locally operated, good people. Now, Weller's Utility Trailers opened early today. We opened at what time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And who's out there being the number one salesman?
Brooks
Ritter. He's the man. So give us a call, 337-8228, whether you want to buy anything or just call and act like you want to buy something, okay? Hey,
that.
You were off yesterday. You missed it. This was the deal of a lifetime. I had a 4-number trailer tag, 8569, and we were trying to sell it for $250 and had no luck selling it. So here's what I did on Dan's show yesterday morning. I said, anybody wants to buy this tag, pay me $250 for the tag, and, of course, all the transfer fees, and I will give you $250 and all kinds of merchandise absolutely free.
Wow.
Now, that was a deal, Brandon.
Yeah.
That was a deal.
Basically
okay?
a tag for free.
I think we could have sold 50 of these things. So, anyway, congratulations to the lucky winner of that blessing, because that one there was just for you, okay? We literally paid you to take that tag. Anyway, we're going to be taking a break here in just a minute, and then I got Amy Brown coming on from Eagle's Nest talking about Extravaganza. So stay tuned. Tell your friends. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Weller does Delmarva. Thanks. Bye.
Rehoboth Shores invites you to stop by and see how affordable renting a home in a gated resort can actually be. Spring is in the air and summer will be here before you know it. What a perfect time to look into renting a home near the water. Rehoboth Shores is making it easier by giving you half off your first month's rental.
Call or stop by Rehoboth Shores for all the details and your private tour today. While you're there, ask them about all that Rehoboth Shores has to offer, like the private community building, beach, marina, and boat ramps, some of the area's best crabbing and fishing, pool, basketball court, picnic and playground areas, and so much more.
Just minutes away from Rehoboth Beach, golfing, outlet shopping, and great dining. If you're thinking of renting a home, you owe it to yourself to check out Rehoboth Shores just down Long Neck Road in Millsboro. And don't forget to ask them about getting half off your first month's rental.
Rehoboth Shores, setting a new standard in affordable home rentals. Come see why today. Stop by or call 945-1500 or go to RehobothShores.com for more information.
CBS News Update. I'm Gary Nunn. Investigators expect to be at the scene of that bus truck car crash north of Sacramento for some time. CHP Lieutenant Scott Frederick says it could be several weeks, maybe longer.
It could take as long as 6 months, depending on what the investigation entails.
The truck crossed the median, then sideswiped a car. Bonnie and Joe Duran inside.
It was like a 3D movie. You know, just imagine a Mack truck coming out of a movie. Unbelievable. And we didn't even have time to react.
CBS News correspondent Terry Okita reports several people on the bus are unaccounted for.
Among the confirmed dead, student Marissa Serrato, college counselor Arthur Arzola, and chaperone Michael Mivette. His fiancée, Madison Haywood, is missing. 4 other students listed as missing are Adrian Castro, Jennifer Bonilla, Denise Gomez, and Ismael Jimenez.
10 people dead, including 5 students, 34 other people injured in the Thursday crash. CBS News Update, I'm Gary Nunn.
Don't miss your chance to play License to Win, presented by Arby's in Woodside, Denton, and on Route 8 in Dover. 3 times each weekday, we're going to give you a chance to win $50,000. Some lucky players will also win prizes from Medding & Son Seafood in Milford or Liquor Depot in Dover. For complete contest rules and to hear the cue to call, visit Delaware1059.com and click on License to Win. Your shot at $50,000. Thanks to Arby's in Woodside, Denton, and on Route 8 in Dover, and Delaware 1059.
Identity theft is a crime that affects millions of Americans each year. Defend yourself against identity theft at free community shred events sponsored by the Delaware Attorney General's Office. Bring up to 3 boxes of documents with personal info and shred them on Saturday, April 12th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Dover at the Del Dot Administration Building at the Route 13-113 split, and on Saturday, April 26th in Newcastle at William Penn High School. Learn more by visiting attorneygeneral.delaware.gov or call 1-800-220-5555 3424.
The Delaware Solid Waste Authority will hold its Household Hazardous Waste Collection event, Rain or Shine, on Saturday, April 12th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center Fire Department parking lot in Rehoboth. DSWA wants you to drop off your household hazardous waste items such as bleach, nail polish, spot removers, oven cleaners, pesticides, and oil-based paints. Fluorescent bulbs, antifreeze, and even smoke detectors are considered hazardous and should not be put in your garbage. All Delaware residents can safely and properly dispose of their items free of charge. Once again, the Delaware Solid Waste Authority will accept these items at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center Fire Department parking lot in Rehoboth on Saturday, April 12th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Disposing of household hazardous waste is easy, but remember, this program is for homeowners only, and we ask that latex paint not be brought to this event for disposal. For more information, please call the Citizens Response Line at 1-800-404-7080 or visit the website at dswa.com.
Hey, have you been to a Monday meetup yet? Well, I broadcast the Susan Monday show every single Monday from an arenas, and this Monday I'll be at the one in Georgetown. It's located at the Sussex County Airport. It's got plenty of parking, an outdoor patio, and of course, arena's great sandwiches, soups, and salads. Bring the kids and the dog. Joining me this week will be Amy from Dynamic Physical Therapy with a location in Georgetown as well as multiple locations throughout Kent, Sussex, and Newcastle counties. Dynamic Physical Therapy offers free patient transportation. Find them online at dynamicpt.com. Also, if you're buying or selling a home, be sure to listen for my guests, Dave and Nancy Lurdy from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Gallo Realty, serving Sussex County and all of Delaware with a name you can trust and quality listings. Visit LurdyTeam.com. So make a date and come on out to the arenas in Georgetown out at the Sussex County Airport this Monday. Hope to see you.
I'll never forget that moment. As long as I live. My first call ever as a member of the National Guard.
When we got to the armory, they briefed us on the wildfires that were getting dangerously close to homes.
Helicopters were going out to drop water on the fires. Guys in the unit were preparing for firefighting with local fire crews. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Maryland National Guard and aired by the Maryland, D.C. Delaware Broadcasters Association and this station.
Right now, you can enjoy the comfort and savings of a new energy-efficient heating system with 0% interest-free financing for 4 years, free 10-year parts and labor warranty, and free maintenance for the first year. If you find you're less comfortable each winter, but spending more trying to heat your home, call First Class Heating and Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical today. In Maryland, 410-742-2121. Delaware, 302-934-8900. Or visit them online at firstclasshvac.com.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 105.9.
Okay, everybody, we are back. We are live. This is Jim Weller. We are live right here in my office at Weller's Utility Trailers on Route 13 in Bridgeville. Going to have another guest on in a couple minutes, Amy Brown from Eagles Nest, talking about a big event, and it's happening today. So stay tuned. Going to also be giving away some free things here in just a few minutes. But want to thank another one of my sponsors. This guy has been a good friend of mine for years, Rick Fowler. He owns No Nonsense Office Machines. He's just outside of Georgetown, just 2 miles east of the Circle on Route 9, right by Sports at the Beach Complex. If you ever need a copier, if you need a new one or a used one, a big one or a small one, he services them, he repairs them, he sells them. He can help you out. He also works on things like computers. He sells computers. He can build you a computer. He also works on gaming systems like Wii's and what's the other thing called? Xbox 360. So anyway, if you need anything at all, give him a call. 856-7381. 856-7381. And when you do, say, hey, Jim Weller told me to call you, or better yet, just stop in. Take a lot of cash when you go. But anyway, and if you need something worked on and mention my name or my show, he will give you 25% off any labor. That's like a fourth off. Also want to mention again, my accountant, George Luff. It's that time of year. I hope you got your taxes done by now. Anyway, I'm picking mine up, I think, today or Monday. So I'm one of those people that have not paid Darren for my IRA yet. But anyway, Luff and Associates does a great job, 422-9699. The big thing they want people to know is with all the new rules and regulations pertaining to payroll, they can make payroll in your life very simple by just doing your payroll for you. So if you own a business of one employee or hundreds of employees, give them a call. You can do as little as 1 to 5 employees for $25 a pay period. Every time I say it, people say, is that $25 an employee? No. Think about it. You got 5 employees. You're going to pay $25 a pay period. It costs you $5 an employee to have your payroll done. 422-9699, luffcpas.com on the web. I had mentioned earlier that I'm taking some supplements, drinking some shakes, doing all kinds of things to get more fit and fiddle. I'm doing everything but exercising. And one of these days, it is on my 2-year plan to start doing some exercising. But I got a really neat free offer for you coming up in just a couple minutes in reference to your health or looking more tone or something like that. Toning, tightening, stuff like that. So stay tuned for that offer. Right now, I'm going to jump right into a conversation with a young lady I've known for a while, Amy Brown, the famous Amy Brown. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Thanks
How
for
are ya?
having me. Good. How are you?
Good. Did you drive here or did you jog here?
I drove, although I
okay.
could have run, I guess.
Okay.
I could have.
How far? Didn't you just run in some big event?
I just ran my first marathon.
Okay. And now this is not like being married where that's an ongoing marathon.
It's it eventually ended.
Okay. We're married,
but it eventually did end.
Okay. And how long was that?
26.2 miles.
And that seemed to have inspired you.
Yes.
You're ready for a 27-mile one now.
I'm ready for a 5K now.
5K. Okay.
I'm dialing back for a little bit.
Okay.
That being said, I would probably run another one.
Okay.
If my arm was twisted.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you got? You got a lot going on today, don't you?
We do. It's an exciting day at Eagle's Nest. We've got extravaganza.
Extravaganza. I believe there's a lot of local Little Leagues having their sign up.
Yes.
And
opening
you guys,
day. My son is in a parade, lining up for a parade right now.
Right now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a very busy day in our community, and so I guess Eagle's Nest has said, hey, we want to do something for the community.
Well, yeah, because I am a mom of a boy who plays in in baseball. He plays baseball, but then I also got my little girl who hangs out at the field and gets incredibly bored.
Right.
And so
for now, when she becomes a teenager, hanging out at the ball field with all the guys, she'll be less bored.
If I let her have something in her hands with the digital, yes, she's fine. But
all right.
But so we thought, we've got all these kids. They're out already. They're kind of
amped up.
Yes, antsy. It's that time of year where they're ready for spring break and they're going crazy. The weather's beautiful. So bring them out to Extravaganza.
Now that's today.
That's today.
So after you get done at all the ballparks or whatever you got going on,
or take a break from the ballpark.
Yeah.
Come over, bounce a little bit, and then go back to your game because some games are tonight too.
I've been there before, and you take the gymnasium inside Eagle's Nest. Now we're talking Eagle's Nest Church, which has a school and so on.
Yes.
There's a big gym there.
Big gym.
So outside in the fields, there's going to be Easter egg hunts. Is that correct?
5 different Easter egg hunts.
Really?
Yes.
So we got to be talking hundreds of eggs.
Thousands. We've got over 10,000 eggs.
You're kidding me.
10,000 eggs.
I bet them chickens were tired. Okay.
Yes, I filled my office for a little bit.
All right, so you're saying that at 2 o'clock today, starting at 2, you can come by Eagle's Nest Church in Milton.
Yes.
And is there a charge for this for starters?
Absolutely free.
Now, what about the moon bouncer? I call them moon bounce, but you call them inflatables.
Well, inflatables because it's more than just a bounce. We have an obstacle course and a slide, and we've got this disc thing this year and a bunch of bungee stuff. I don't even know what to call some of this stuff. It's that cool and edgy this year.
Okay.
But yeah, so we fill the gym with those. Evangeline.
Okay.
Sorry, my daughter's wiggling.
She can work that chair over. Just watch her feet. I'm happy.
She's ready for the inflatables already.
This is boring to her. Does she want to talk?
You want to talk, Evangeline?
You are?
She says no now.
She's saying no. She may say yes before it's over with.
She may.
Well, anyway, listen. Let me rephrase what I think you're saying.
Yes, please.
You ran a marathon.
I did run a marathon.
And you liked it.
I did.
It would take some serious arm twisting or bribing to get you to run a 27-mile marathon.
It would.
But you could live with a 5K.
I could do a 5K today.
And now you're saying that there's a lot going on in the community. So Eagle's Nest Church said, hey, you know what? We're part of this community. So, we want to bless the community, and we're going to have an event We're going to open up our facility, our fields, and so on, and we aren't going to charge a dime. So what you're saying is people at 2 o'clock today can make their way to Eagles Nest Church?
Yes.
And then...
And the hunts start at 2:30.
Okay, so get there. Can they get there a little early and sign? Do they need to sign up? Or?
Well, they do sign up, but that process is really fast. We've got a crack team of registration staff, and so it's really, really
Are you taking
quick.
her shoes off?
I'm not. I'm twisting her closer to me, so if she kicks something, it's me.
All right. She looks bored. I wonder if she would eat a piece of licorice.
Would you eat a piece of licorice?
No.
No.
Man, when my grandkids hit this room, they are headed for that right over there.
It's a Twizzler.
But anyway,
it's a Twizzler.
She might not know what I was talking about. So, folks, if you're listening and you have never been to Eagles Nest, this is not technically a church service. This is a church reaching out to the community.
It's really just
giving
fun.
them a big event, right? Saying we can actually have fun at a church.
I have spent, I mean, about $30 to take my kids to an inflatable place for 3 hours.
For 2 kids?
Yeah, well, 2 kids and 2 adults.
Okay.
Because, I want to bounce.
So, anyway, tell me about some of these inflatables.
Well,
wait a minute. You can get on the inflatables? There's not an age limit to this?
No. Because, well, my kids need really direct, close supervision. So when
I
there's
think
a
you
giant
just want to
slide,
play.
well, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe. But we've got
but isn't there something like 65 feet long?
65-foot obstacle course.
Man, that's long.
That is very long.
That's like longer than 3 20-foot enclosed trailers.
It is. Well, yes.
We measure everything in what size trailer that would look like. Okay.
It's like the football field version of
right. How many trailers is a football field? Yeah. Okay, so it's today at 2.
Today
Everybody's welcome.
Yes, and we've got
young,
face painting.
old, it doesn't
young,
matter.
Old,
you got face painting?
Face painting.
Now, how much is that?
That's free. We got free, and we got a craft, and we've got on our website.
I saw one of them crafts.
Yes.
And I was going to take that home, and Dan Gaffney would not let go of that thing.
That's
I thought we were going
good.
to have to wrestle for it.
That's good.
Wrestle.
You
one
could,
or the
you
other.
Could thumb war.
Right.
Thumb war.
So anyway, you're going to make a craft.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to play on inflatables. You are going to have an Easter egg hunt. There's going to be face painting. What else you got going on?
Well, on our website we have a coloring sheet. And
really?
You can, if you need something for your kids to do right now, go to eaglesnest.ch.
Eaglesnest.ch. Now, is this on the local web, or are you using the worldwide web?
We're using both local and worldwide.
Worldwide, okay.
We're double dipping.
Double dipping, okay. So go to eaglesnest.ch. Print the
coloring sheet, and if you don't have access to a printer, that's okay. We're going to have coloring sheets.
You're going to be handing them out. You're going to have crayons too.
Crayons too.
So you don't even have to bring your own crayons.
No, and so what we're going to do is hang all of our coloring sheets up, and then once you hang your coloring sheet up, you get a special prize.
Really? Mm-hmm. What's not free today?
Absolutely nothing is not free today. So everything is free.
So you're saying all they got to do is physically get to Eagles Nest.
Yes.
Now,
gas money to get there.
Eagles Nest is right off of Route 1. You turn, if you were going south on Route 1.
Yep, you turn on 16.
Right at the light there.
And then don't take your first right.
It's the second right.
Second right onto Zion Church Road. There's a little sign that says Eagles Nest Campground. And
okay,
so you'll
turn right there.
Turn right there.
And then you turn right in, and you go around, watch the one little speed bump.
Yeah, well, a little
It'll
speed
sneak
bump.
up on you.
Take the speed bump slow. It's a hey.
They tell me
I'm a speed bump.
It'll tell me it's going to get better in warm weather.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm serious. I believe it levels out or flattens down or something.
That's good. I'm glad it's going to be warm.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a beautiful day out. This is all free. Kids, grandparents,
bring
grab
a basket.
your grandkids.
If you don't bring a basket,
that's
we've got
right.
bags.
Really?
We have it all covered.
You've thought of everything.
Everything that I thought of.
Okay, and everything you didn't think of, you haven't thought of yet.
Then
it's not like you forgot it.
Yes, if I didn't think of it, we'll have it for next year.
Right, that's what I always tell people when they say, "Did you forget that?" No, I just haven't thought of it yet. So.
Exactly.
All right. Is there a Facebook page for this?
There is,
okay.
And I don't remember what it is, but you can find
okay, it's got Eagles Nest or Extravaganza or something in it.
Kids Cove, but the easiest way to find it is eaglesnest.ch, and there's an event page with downloads, and the schedule for the hunts is on our website too.
Now, just on a side note, because I am just about out of time, you're in charge of all the kids at church, like on Sunday. I mean, what is that title?
I am the director of children's ministry.
Okay, because I know
the best job ever.
I see when church is over, all them kids come out and they always either got something or they're smiling or they're happy.
Yes.
And then when they get there, they're kind of like almost running to go get get signed up for Sunday school. So
yeah. Well, and the thing that they take away with them, this is the neat thing about Kids Cove, is we don't just do Sunday mornings. We send home devotions for families to do for all of our kids. They bring home devotions. A lot of our kids have 4 devotions for their family to do. The younger kids don't have that many. So families are involved in the faith development
after they leave on Sunday.
We basically kickstart it, and families get to carry it out throughout the week. It's a really cool way to do.
Well, I want to encourage folks to come on out to Extravaganza, and if you have never been to Eagles Nest, we have service tomorrow morning at 9:30.
I'd love to have you.
Bring Amy Brown. I consider Eagles Nest an extremely child-friendly church.
I do too.
In other words, it's not.
Because I'm happy there, and I'm very childlike.
But I noticed that if you bring your kids there, it's not like they have to sit there and be unhappy. You've got things to speak to. We can speak to all ages.
We do.
And we actually speak with relevance sometimes. So
yeah.
Anyway, okay. Anything else?
No, thank you for having us.
Thanks for all you do, okay?
All right,
folks, that is Extravaganza. I've been to it every year, and I want to encourage you to check it out today. No charge, whether you're a grandparent, you just want to be a blessing to your grandkids, whether you're just a big kid or whether you have your own children. So that is today. Now, what have I or haven't I talked about? Oh, I know everybody's waiting for the free thing. I do want to mention L&W Insurance Agency also. My good friend Bill Strickland owns this, and he's my insurance agent. And, I've had so many people listen to me talk about him and say, who in their right mind is happy with their insurance agent? I am. And as I talk to other people that have insurance issues that don't go so smooth or so well, I see the value in a good insurance agent. So their phone number, I got a Sussex County number for you, 856-7828. If you've got insurance now and you just want to get a new quote, no obligation to review what you have. So give them a call. Check them out on the web at lwinsurance.com. Tell them I sent you, L&W Insurance Agency. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of everything. Meat and potatoes. I could eat some meat and potatoes right about now. Could eat some dumplings too. But I have been getting a wrap, and people say, what is a wrap? They think that you have to get undressed and you get coated in all this stuff, or it's just a lot of fluid loss. That's not it at all. This is something that Jeannie and Dave Morgan do, and I do want to mention their website because it's called GetNaturalBodyWraps.com. They have a Facebook page, Delaware Wrap and Tone. But what this is it is a wrap that you can target an area. You could say, well, I myself have decided to target my stomach. So in other words, my stomach is getting smaller. It's not like it's getting smaller. It's toning up. In other words, it's toning, it's tightening. I actually found out yesterday that I know somebody who's losing some weight, and it's a lady, and her face, in other words, she's losing weight, and you can see it. And so they make a facial wrap also that will tighten and tone some of the skin on your face, in other words. So anyway, it's very, very interesting, okay? And they're good people. I don't know if you all know them, but Dave and Jeannie Morgan have been around the Milford community for years, in other words. And but if you're looking for some better health, maybe weight loss, help with high blood pressure, diabetes, fibromyalgia, gout, and so on, they have some products that can help you. So give them a call. I'm going to give you the number in just a minute because I talked to Jeannie last week, and then I talked to her again yesterday. And I said, look, we got to do something for these people. People like something for free. And so I'm going to give you an offer. This offer is only good to the first 5 people that call. And if you call and you get a voicemail, just leave your name and number, but please leave the time you call because last week she got so many calls, and it's only based on the first 5 callers, okay? But she's basically offering this. If you give her a call and you're one of the first 5 callers to call, and you want to talk about anything as far as health and nutrition or any of the products that they have to offer, she will guide you and coach you any way you want to be guided or coached. But she is offering to wrap 5 people for free, up to 5 people at no charge, okay? So no obligation. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to buy anything. She'll literally give you one of these wraps at no charge. In other words, wrap you. In other words, she's going to guide you through it. So anyway, it tones, it tightens, it firms. It's not a complete body wrap. You target an area such as thighs or arms or neck or belly or back fat. I don't know what back fat is, but she said a lot of people will. So maybe I have it and she just didn't want to tell me. All natural ingredients. So here's the deal. The first 5 people to call will get wrapped absolutely free. And the phone number it starts with 302-422-8315. When you call, if you happen to get her voicemail, leave your name, number, say I want the Jim Weller offer for the free wrap, and she will call you back, but you must leave the time, because if she gets like 40 or 50 phone calls, it's only to the first 5 callers. 422-8315. I talked to her, and I hate to tell you how many calls she got last week, so I want to say thank you to Delaware 1059 for having such an extensive reach and such a active audience, because she really got some results, and it was really amazing just to hear what happened. So again, the number, if you are listening and you would like a free wrap, no obligation, no charge at all, 422-8315. That would be 422-8315. Tell her I sent you. Tell her you want the Jim Weller Delmarva, Weller does Delmarva free wrap special, and the phone number 422-8315. Listen, we are about out of time. Brandon, what are your plans for today? Are you working all day, or what are you doing today?
I'm working today, and I plan on outselling Brooks.
Do you really? Now, he's got an hour head start on you, but you've got this big listening audience.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
everybody's going to come in and ask for Brandon.
Ask for
Brooks
Brandon.
is going to be standing there like, what?
Okay, so what's your first name?
Brandon.
Okay, and so you want him to ask for, you don't want him to ask for Mr. Ritter?
No, of course not.
Okay, Brandon. This is Brooks's. Are you guys twins?
No.
No, okay.
No.
You're Brooks's little brother, and you're kind of anxious to sell something today.
I am.
Man, we've been selling sheds and carports and trailers. Doesn't it feel good?
It feels good. It's been very, very busy.
Yeah, we've even got a new help wanted position. I guess you could ask Brandon about that when you talk to him.
Come in and talk to me, and I'll let you know all about it.
We just hired another gentleman to work for us, and he's doing a great job. And we're on a growth path here. Feels good, doesn't it?
It does.
You know, in other words, and I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, well, you know, who knows if it's going to pick up or slow down. Here's what I do know. If you get your head around, it's going to get good. It's going to be good. I'm going to make a difference in how my day goes. Guess what's going to happen to you?
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. In other words, you know, your mind and your attitude, because your attitude actually arrives before you do. Did you know that?
I did not.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know that?
I did.
You should know it by now. But anyway, your attitude arrives before you do. And people often say, attitudes are contagious. And the question always is yours worth catching? And that's really important. You know, you can always tell it in a customer. Sometimes they come in, they're just as grumpy as can be and stuff like that. And you're thinking, dude, why did you use your brakes and not your gas pedal when you went by? You know what I mean? Why'd you even stop here? But we got some great customers. They interact with us well. We'll tell you today is a busy day for Weller. So if you need a trailer or a shed, oh, man, we have been building some very custom-built type sheds, haven't we?
Yep.
What's a reasonable time frame? Are we past the 5-week mark?
That's around where it is, anywhere
Okay.
from 4 or 6.
I mean, but they should be prepared. It could take 6 or 8, depending.
It all depends.
I mean, I saw where we ordered one the other day with a swing on it and lights in it and insulation.
Guy's actually turning a shed into a pool house.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, ain't it?
Yep.
Wow. So anyway, what's the best number to reach us? What would you go with?
I would go with 337-8228.
And ask for who?
Brandon.
Brandon. Remember that name, everybody. And as a default name, a default setting would be Brooks.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, and then there's Jason. So there's Brandon, Brooks, and Jason, all in sales today. We've got a lot going on. They opened early today. We don't normally open until 9. I heard them out there just a cranking away. Mm-hmm. So if you're in the area, we are located right on Route 13 in Bridgeville, Weller's Utility Trailers, and we have been in business, 40-some years. I'm 56, and I started when I was 16. That's 40 years. We should have a party.
40. We should.
We should have a party. Free cruise to all customers.
All right, let's start it.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go down to Mispillion River or something. But anyway, Weller's Utility Trailers is open for business. I do want to mention my heating and air conditioning guy, because a lot of people, it's the time of year they're getting ready to turn their air conditioning system on or having it serviced. First Class Heating and Air. I highly recommend them. I'm a very happy customer. 934-8900. On the web, it's the word FirstClassHVAC.com. Locally owned and operated. They offer 24/7 emergency service. All their people are background checked and drug tested and so on. Kind of important nowadays. I noticed their vehicles were all lettered. Everybody wore uniforms. Great company to deal with. So whether you need heating, air, plumbing, electrical, or home performance, give them a call, 934-8900. We mentioned extravaganza going on. We mentioned if you wanted to sponsor a child, that organization was Zera, ZERA. missions.org. If you have any questions about that, phone number for that would be 410-251-5846. We offered a free wrap. I am pretty sure she has probably had 5 phone calls. Did you call?
I haven't called yet.
You haven't called
I plan
yet.
on calling.
I will tell you what, I'm amazed. I know a lot of the people that called. And it's exciting because everybody, it's like they want to get out. They're getting more active. If you've stocked up a little bit too much, I won't call it blubber, but in other words, if you just ate too good during the winter and you want to get yourself tightened and toned and firmed up, I really encourage you, give Jeannie or Dave a call at 422-8315. Folks, I'm out of time. Hope to see you at Extravaganza. Hope you have a good weekend. And God bless you. Thanks for listening to Weller Does Delmarva. See you next week. Thank you, Fran. Bye-bye.